India's most famous author, Chetan Bhagat, has written a self help book that can help you succeed in the ultra competitive and unfair world. But is that really true? Is it really that book, or is it just another fluff self help book written because self help book as a genre is trending in India? Let's find that out in this video. Hi, my name is Manpreet, and I'm on a mission to highlight and promote Indian books to the people of India. If you are new to my channel, subscribe for weekly bookish videos. While I do think Chetan Bhagat needs no introduction, let's talk a bit about his writing before we dive into the details of 11 Rules for Life. Chetan has written a lot of fiction books. His books like Two States, Three Mistakes of My Life, 5 Point Someone have been loved by people of our country and even adapted into famous movies like Alia Bhatt and Arjun Kapoor starrer Two States, Sushant Singh Rajput starrer Kai Poche, and the Amir Khan blockbuster Three Idiots. Some of his other books like Revolution 2020 and Half Girlfriend are personally not my cup of tea. Now, while his work in the fiction genre remains the most popular, he has also written some non fiction books in the past. India Positive, Making India Awesome, and What Young India Wants are his previously published non fiction works. I've made a couple of videos before on this channel discussing his writing and some of his books. I will link them down below in the description. Unko bhi zarur dekhna, okay? Now, Chetan's latest book, 11 Rules for Life, I think will be the most successful out of all of his non-fiction works. First of all, the genre itself is being eaten up by Indian readers as if it was popcorn while watching a Shah Rukh Khan movie. You know, people are just like too much into self-help books. So this book was a success even before it was published. It's a self-help, it's by a famous author who writes decently, it's bound to be an instant bestseller. Yeah. But what makes it a solid read to me is that the voice and personality Chetan has pulled into this book or brought out into his book or put into this book, my god, I have become a fan. When he talked of his middle class life and his failures, I could instantly relate to this guy. His stories and points about the class gap and a lot of other stuff just hit home. And this, I think, will click with lakhs of Indian readers. For young people in college, it's going to become essential reading material. At least I hope and expect to see this book becoming that for sure. Diving deeper into what this book actually holds. So, Chetan has basically given 11 rules that he says if you follow these, you can become really successful in your life. The biggest thing that he introduces early in the book is a three class model of the world. At class 1 are the elite, the rich, famous, powerful, or the combination of all. He calls them one percenters, and they, according to him, have the most clout and basically control the world. I don't think it's according to him, it's like actually the truth. But anyway, class 2 are the ones who serve, protect, or work for these elite. White collared employees, lawyers, doctors, engineers, etc. All of these come in this class. This, he says, is 9% of the world. And then class 3 are the slaves, the workers, and make up 90% of the world. And he says there are solid entry barriers stopping people from jumping from a lower class to the upper class. He calls them iron gates. And the whole book, 11 Rules for Life, is about giving you 11 rules to make that class jump. Now, for class 3 to class 2 jump, he says it's really simple. You need to be good at English language and you can easily make that jump. He's like the first person, I think, who has written that in a book. I wish more and more people just knew about it. In the world where people are like making fun of people for talking in English or even making videos on YouTube in English, many people don't realize that English is the easiest thing to give you that edge. I've also talked about something similar in my own video on how reading books changed my life. I'll link it down below in the description, so do check it out as well. Anyway, Chetan Bhagat talks of many soft skill related things, which he says keeps you in that lower class if you are not good at them. And like I mentioned, the book is all about helping you do that Okat jump. Now, the author has also used this guy, Viraj, to tell you these 11 points in a more engaging manner. Viraj is a Zomato delivery guy. He's stalking or constantly bothering his ex. He's fat, he's unsuccessful, and he's basically failed in his life. And then one day, he meets Chetan, and Chetan decides to help him by giving him the 11 rules. Overall, I think that adds a nice, engaging element to the book, but the beginning of this was kind of abrupt and unpolished. Other than that, I think it did make the book a better read. Anyway, the rest is just the rules, which include some very basic ones like fitness, emotion control, networking, and so on. Some are very catchy as well, like eat an elephant or be a cockroach. Yes, he seriously suggests you to be a cockroach. Why? Don't ask me, read the book. It's really his delivery of these concepts and the rules that you want to read the book for. So many stories, so many anecdotes, and so many more things that you definitely want to read, remember, and implement. What I liked about this book is Chetan has also said things that are taboo to say out loud or on the internet, and especially in a book. For example, while talking about fitness, he says no matter what you do, if you are good looking, life gets easier. Nowadays, it has become politically incorrect to speak of this, yet it remains the truth in the corporate world and pretty much everywhere. If you look good, people are more likely to listen to you. And it's not about your natural beauty, it's really about your personality, your weight, your dressing sense, your styling, and stuff like that. Also, Chetan has given much needed context and, brought in stories that help you understand the often unsaid things. Like for me, the biggest light bulb moment happened in the book where the author was talking about networking and opportunities. He talks of his story from his life where he ends up inviting his ex boss for dinner, and how at that time he was just trying to quit his job at his current company, and he just couldn't find a way out. And you know that conversation and the meeting that he had with his ex boss, how it goes, that small story, small passage in the book taught me and gave me a message which I feel like no book, article, or podcast on networking could have taught me. And this is why you need books, short YouTube videos, even the podcasts and stuff. Like, you do not really get the nuance of the act most of the times. You learn such things by thoroughly reading or listening to stories and analyzing them. If you're wondering, Manpreet, why can't you just talk about the actual moment? Why are you just talking about the moment? You know, I don't think I'll do a good job at talking about that moment, but it's really just about how he squeezed in like the info about his unhappiness with his current work and let it like ripen over months until he gets his break using this particular connection and this particular networking opportunity. Most of us would watch such an opportunity just because of how we would have approached it. So with this story from his life, he just really showed me how to approach such opportunities properly. Like he basically choreographed the whole event in his life, that started with a chance, but then he choreographed it but didn't push it. Hence what I said, he understood the nuance that was required to get his ex boss of his to help him with his career. Anyway, overall, I personally plan to keep reviewing my notes of this book because it said a lot of interesting things in a very convincing way. And I definitely think if you're anywhere between 18 to 34 years old, you must pick up this book. I would give it 4.5 out of 5 stars and ask you to pick it up right away. Let me know if you're planning to read this book or have read it already, and what's your favorite part of the book. So just let me know in the comments down below. And thank you so much for watching this video. This is Manpreet signing off. I'll be back with another video very soon.